Welcome to the world of leading teams that are virtual, digital first, distributed. And if you're new to that world, if that's something you haven't done a lot of, you might fall into the trap of thinking that that is a wholly different skill than any team building up to this point. And that's actually not true. Being able to lead your team in person just means that you can depend on happenstance more. You can be a little sloppy. You can count on luck. When you lead it distributed virtually, when you're not in the same location, you remove chance and you get way more effective. It's not about hoping to fall into some effective team leadership. And so what I'm going to do is give you 4 critical pieces of knowledge that if you can learn these and apply them, you're going to be a great team leader, whether the team is digital or not. See, that's the first action. Number 1, be a good human. The skill to lead a digital or distributed team is the exact same skill for enjoying a lifelong partnership or romantic relationship, being a good parent, being a good manager. It's being a good human. And a good human doesn't wrap up who they are in what others think of them. They just lead. They lead to give. They don't lead to get affirmation, validation, or approval. So if you're going to lead digital, distributed, virtual teams well, first and foremost, you want to learn how to go within and get what you need and not to have to get that affirmation, approval, and validation from others. You can enjoy it if they give it. But if you don't know the subtle nuance of leading to get an identity, leading to get a validation versus possessing a secure identity within, your ego isn't driving the ship, then you're going to miss all of the cues that are especially so critical to pay attention to when you're in interpersonal exchanges, in person, or interpersonal exchanges virtually, by video, by audio. I'm telling you, the more that you're calm within, the more that you notice, verbal patterns, breathing patterns, just all the cues and signals people are giving where they're asking to be led, to be comforted, to be encouraged. So, number 1, be a good human. Number 2, pay attention to what's needed. Pay attention to what's needed. This is the same, again, whether it's distributed or not. The way I like to think about it is there are 3 meta roles I want to learn to move in and out of at all times. I want to learn what it means to give direction, the directing leadership energy. I want to learn what it means to give empathy, to meet people where they are. And I want to learn what it means to be the sage, to create space for them to reveal, to process a protest, to ask a question or tell a story that in an indirect way is going to help surface the awareness that they need. And when you're a good human, and then you learn how to give what they need, adjusting from leader to empath to sage, you are the kind of person who isn't making leadership about you, but the people being transformed. Any leader that just goes, well, that's who I am, I have to deal with it. That's the insecurity of who they are, screaming out loud. And what I want you to understand is if you are a good human, and if you give what they need, and by the way, if you want more on that, you can message me. We've got an audio where we do like a 40-minute training on just part 2. A ton of our content addresses part 1. Part 3, step 3, action 3, after you give what they need, never stop moving the culture forward. Never stop moving the culture forward. Culture really could be boiled down to a set of 4 actions. And I'm going to give you a quick overview of this. We teach this in different formats, but you just accept the culture that you have. All of this is under action number 3. So accept the culture that you have. Understand that vision always leaks. The strategy can always be forgotten. The values can always be lost. So you accept the culture you have, and then you never stop casting the vision. You never stop taking it back to values and strategy. You are creative in the way that you do that, but you're boringly consistent in how you keep coming back to it. And this is so huge. When you learn as you lead a distributed team that you can't depend on the vision, the values, and the strategy coming across happenstance, but you have to do it strategically and intentionally, you just get better as a leader. And under this third action of always moving the culture forward, not only do you accept the culture you have, you always stay zeroed in on vision, values, and strategy. You also understand relationships take work. They're never done. As you As you keep the vision, the values, and strategy clear, you're not just an intense leader, you're a clear leader. Relationships change, they fracture. New negotiations have to be enacted, new arrangements. We're all at any given point adjusting to today's culture as it is within our organization, within our teams. And as you work hard and understand you're never done with the vision, values, and strategy, communicating them, you're never done working at the quality and unity of the relationships, not forced unity, real unity, then you also can understand that we've never found the best way to do anything. You and I, we've never found the best way to do anything in our lives, in our companies, in our teams. So then we're always open for innovation. We don't change just for change's sake, but we stay open for growth. So being aware of the culture that we have, focused on the vision, values, and strategy, working for the unity of the relationships, always open to innovations because we've never found the best way. That's all just under action number 3. Never stop advancing the culture. And action number 4, for you to lead a good, solid effort as a digital team, distributed team, or an in-person team, is just to understand that when you show up to lead and you bring your best and you're moving it forward and you're paying attention to the other, it's not about just your style of leadership. It's about where the team is. The 4th action is just to ask yourself, where is the team? The most effective template I know for this, and this is not just some high-level inspirational advice that doesn't have street-level brilliance to it, is Tuckman's 4 phases of a team. Now, I know he said there was a 5th phase, and I don't buy it. Forming, storming, norming, performing. And if you don't know what those are, go research it. Go look those up, because your team has a phase. And it is, a failure of leadership to not know where your team is and then bring the style that they need. All 4 of these actions, being a good human, giving the people what they individually need, always moving the culture forward, and giving the team what they need. Are they in a forming phase, or in a storming phase, or norming or performing phase? Giving the team what they need. All 4 of these actions, these are brilliant team leadership, whether you're in person or not. And you apply these whether it's distributed or not. And you too can be awesome at leading teams. And resource, if you want, that I've found really powerful and helpful is Patrick Lencioni's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, probably the simplest paradigm out there. And you look up some of these resources I've shared, check out that book. You're going to be awesome. Just keep moving forward. Peace.